Welcome to the Archive of Nations, whom are the custodians of the sacred records from time immemorial. Please subscribe and press the notification button, as we have many lessons to educate and empower with a correct narrative of the past to create a lawful blueprint for the future. With that being said, we hope you enjoyed the Claim of Thrones, the Fallacy of Greece and Rome Lesson 1, the Afar-Incas of Mount Olimpo. We will continue with Lesson 2, the Afar-Incas of the Middle Terrain. In Lesson 2, we present a further in-depth look at the Pelasgians of antiquity, the Garamantes, and the various records by historians of their race, works and civilization, and the pioneering leaders who forged into the Anatolian region. Ancient Greece is widely recognized as the birthplace of Western civilization. But before the renowned Greek civilization, there existed the Pelasgians. Around 2500 BC, the Pelasgian civilization emerged, cultivating a rich culture. The Hamitic people, often referred to as the Black Race, were revered as civilization builders. These Hamitic, or Black, pioneers dispersed across the globe, leaving their mark on diverse cultures. Even in the farthest reaches of Europe and Asia, the Hamites established civilization. Originating from North Africa, the Blacks branched out, leaving an indelible imprint on the Mediterranean and Southern Europe. Their influence extended beyond the Mediterranean, shaping the entire European continent. In conclusion, we cannot overlook the significant role of the Hamitic civilizations in laying the foundations of Western civilization as we know it. The legacy of ancient Greece and the pioneering contributions of the Pelasgians and the Hamitic people endure, shaping our modern world. The ancient so-called Greeks were deeply influenced by their connections to the Hamitic race. Legends tell us that 5 of the main Greek city-states were even founded by descendants of Ham. Corinth, Thebes, Laconia, Athens, and Argos, all of these great cities owe their origins to the Hamites. According to Greek mythology, these cities were founded by the Pelasgians, a people with strong ties to Egypt. Plutarch, a renowned historian, claimed that the Pelasgians were indeed colonizers from Egypt. This further solidifies their connection to the Hamitic race. The Pelasgians consisted of different tribes, including the Carians, Leleges, Cadmenes, and the Garamantes. Their chief centers were Crete, Argos, Laconia, and Attica. It is important to note that the maritime colonizers from Phoenicia and Egypt played a significant role in the development of the so-called Greek city-states. The Egyptians and Phoenicians were descendants of Kush, which we now know as present-day Sudan. The Greeks referred to it as Ethiopia, meaning land of the burned faces. The land of Kush held immense importance in the history of these ancient civilizations. The ancient Pelasgians left a lasting impact on the Mediterranean region. The Pelasgians were often described as dolichocephalic, meaning they had long heads. They were characterized as short, black-skinned individuals with dark hair and eyes in the book Celtic Myth and Legend by Charles Squire, 1905. Pages 19 to 20. Their language was non-Indo-European, as confirmed by the historian Herodotus. It is crucial to note that it was distinct from Hellenistic Greek, leading to their identification as a pre-Greek and pre-Hellenic people. The Pelasgians were recognized as highly intellectual and receptive individuals. They were primarily engaged in agriculture, but were also skilled in engineering, constructing extraordinary canals, waterworks, dams, and fortifications. Read 5 Years of Theosophy, edited by George Robert Stowe Mead, 1885, page 417. The deities worshipped by the Pelasgians were predominantly the same as those revered by the Egyptians. This religious connection suggests a potential cultural exchange and influence. Read Primitive History, From the Creation to Cadmus by William Williams. The Pelasgians remain a fascinating enigma in history, with their unique physical attributes, distinct language, and remarkable achievements. Their influence on subsequent civilizations cannot be underestimated. Parker's groundbreaking research in 1917 and 1918 shed light on an often overlooked aspect of ancient Greece. To prove the existence of blacks in the Aegean, Parker analyzed anthropological, archaeological, historical, and classical sources. The Greek classics revealed that the Pelasgians, considered the earliest inhabitants of Greece, were of African origin. By studying the origin stories of Grecian cities, Parker proved that these founders were black, not Indo-Europeans. The great so-called Grecian epics, like the Trojan War, were actually recounting the stories of the Afar-Inca people, which are referred to as Africans, as we will show in future episodes of this series. For instance, Helen, the infamous cause of the war, should be imagined as a beautiful brown-skinned woman. The Pelasgians were renowned for their matrilineal society, where women held positions of power and authority. Their religious practices centered around the worship of female deities, showcasing their deep reverence for the feminine power. However, the Pelasgian sovereignty was short-lived, as the invading Hellenes, an Indo-European civilization, eventually subjugated them. As time passed, the Pelasgians assimilated into the larger Hellenic population, embracing their language, culture, and way of life. According to historical texts, the term Amazon was used by the ancient Greeks to describe matriarchal societies living along the Black Sea. These societies held significant power and were known for their strong women leaders. One of the most famous conflicts between the ancient Hellenistic Greeks and the Amazons was the Battle of Thesis. Led by Queen Melanippe, the Amazons fought fiercely against the Hellenistic Greek Patriarchy. This battle symbolized the clash between the ancient Hellenistic Greeks and the Libyans who settled around the Black Sea. It demonstrated the struggle for power and dominance in the region. According to the Olympian creation myth, the Libyco-Thracians were the first inhabitants of Earth, originating from the ancient land of Libya. Some Thracians believed to be descendants of the Kushite and Egyptian troops, established during the conquest of Asia and Europe by Sesostris also, when he conquered Asia and Europe. Read the works of Diop 1991 and Winters 1983, 1984, 1985. In the tapestry of ancient history, the Pelasgians left an indelible mark on the Hellenic civilization, while the Libyo-Thracians played a vital role in shaping the origins of Thracian culture. Our research reveals that ancient settlers of the Aegean, including the pre-Hellenic Greeks, had strong connections to Africa. The Garamantes and Pelasgians, which we explore in the next video to be released in the series, whom were prominent African tribes, played a significant role in shaping the Greek civilization. G.W. Parker, a renowned historian, also highlights that the Romans built upon the Etruscan civilization, closely related to the Greeks, also share ties with this African confederation of races. G.W. Parker wrote that, "I need not go into details concerning the ethnical relations of the Romans, since they, too, are Mediterranean and are closely related to the same African confederation of races, situated in Greece." Aeneas, the founder of Troy, the Aeneid, like the Iliad and Odyssey and all other of the world's great epics, is the poetic story dealing with African people. The heroes of these tales used long shields. The characteristic shields of the Hellenistic-speaking Greeks were round. Aeneas, the mythical founder of Troy, holds a key place in Greek mythology. But what if behind the legend lies a historical truth? Some scholars believe that Aeneas was not only a mythical figure, but could represent an actual individual who played a pivotal role in the history of the Mediterranean, connecting Greece and Africa. Many of the so-called myths shed light on the ancient lifestyle of the pre-hybrid albino Asians in Greece and the transition from matriarchy to patriarchy. Using archaeological evidence and the classical literature, renowned scholar C.A. Winters revealed a groundbreaking theory. C.A. Winters, through extensive research, discovered that the carbon organic African/Black founders of Grecian civilization originated from the ancient Sahara. These Black pioneers migrated to the Aegean in two waves. Firstly, the Garamantes, a Malinke-speaking tribe that once inhabited the Fezzan region of Libya but now reside along the Niger River, and secondly, we have the Egyptians, Phoenicians, and East Africans, collectively known as the Pelasgians, who left their mark on Greek history. Professor G.W. Parker found, according to the historical accounts by Plutarch in Theseus 12 and Ovid in Metamorphoses 7, the Pelasgians founded numerous cities, including Athens and Thebes, and that these resourceful Pelasgians may have even introduced the geometric style to Greece during the Dark Ages. Although these people of the heroic age came from diverse origins, the Hellenic hybrid albino Asian Greeks referred to them as Pelasgians. According to the Greeks, the first man was Pelasgus, the ancestor of the Pelasgians. The Bible, when viewed as a book of genealogies, has a reference to a character named Peleg as one of the two sons of Eber, Hebrews, an ancestor of the Ishmaelites and the Israelites. The fact that Peleg is mentioned before and immediately after the account of the Tower of Babel helps clarify that this is the key event that divided the earth in that time. It is clear with common sense that the earth was not divided geologically, but its people were divided into various language groups. Linguistic evidence suggests that Greece was divided into distinct language groups, East Greek and West Greek. The Achaeoi or Achaean, known as the Black Greeks, primarily spoke East Greek. In contrast, the Dorian or Aryan Greeks communicated in West Greek dialects. The earliest Aryan tribe, the Ionians, utilized a specific dialect of East Greek known as Aeolic. This dialect played a significant role in shaping the Greek language as we know it today. Dr. Anna Morpurgo Davies, a renowned linguist, sheds light on the unique composition of the Greek language. She asserts that less than 40% of Greek words can be traced back to Indo-European origins. Surprisingly, over 52% of terms found in Chantrain's Dictionnaire étymologique de la langue grecque remain of unknown etymology. Scholars argue that the mixed nature of the Greek language stems from the early presence of African settlers in the Aegean. These African influences are believed to have brought words of African origin, further enriching the linguistic tapestry of ancient Greece. Extensive research, such as Robert K. G. Temple's The Serious Mystery, reveals compelling evidence of numerous Greek words originating from Egyptian sources. The vocabulary shared between these two ancient civilizations showcases a remarkable cultural exchange. As we conclude our exploration of the Greek language, the intricate web of connections between the Aryan Greeks, Pelasgians, and Egyptians becomes clearer. The Pelasgians were a unique blend of different carbon organic tribes known as Achaeans, Cadmeans, Leleges, Carians, or Garamantes. The term Pelasgian encompassed all these pre-Hellenic inhabitants of Greece. R.J. Hopper, in the early Greeks, noted, indeed the classical Greeks believed in the separate existence of diverse ethnic elements side by side, and thought particularly of the Pelasgians in this connection. It's believed that they inhabited Arcadia and many Aegean islands. The richness and diversity of the Greek vocabulary reflect the intermingling of cultures and languages, reminding us of the shared heritage of humanity. Join us on the next episode as we continue to unravel the mysteries of our past to create a better blueprint for the future for all fallen humanity. This series, The Claim of Thrones, will take you on a journey through the universe, across the galactic heavens to the eventual seeding of the planet Earth. This series will also cover the hidden realities of how humanity came about, the various cataclysms and restarts, and follow the various bloodlines of indigenous rights of inheritance. This narrative sets the sacred record straight in regards to who's who on the planet Earth and begins the journey of the lawful reversion and restitution for the heirs of Mother Earth. If you like this content, please subscribe and hit the notification button, as well as support across our many social media platforms.